What's up, all my Seeing Steppas? It's your girl Faye, and I'm back with another Flow with Faye. In this video, we're going to be talking about the light at the end of the tunnel. It could be dark right now. You could be looking around and you don't see no way out. You don't see how you're going to make it through whatever you're going through. All you see is darkness. You don't see how you're going to make it out of here. You don't know the way out. And God wants me to tell y'all that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, but you have to keep walking. You have to keep walking through that tunnel. If you are in the tunnel and you're looking around and you don't see a way out, you see darkness, you're confused, you're lost, and you stay there, you stay exactly where you're at because you don't see the next step. You don't know where you're going, but you still just stay there instead of, figuring out a way, instead of still just walking and trusting God and just having faith in God. Because we all know faith, what faith is, you can't see it. With faith, it relies on faith. It relies on you trusting God. So you're not going to see everything at that moment. You're not going to see everything that God has for you. He reveals those pieces bit by bit. The more you continue to walk, the more you continue to step. He reveals more of the plans. He reveals more of the vision. You start seeing more ways of how you're going to make it out of this. You start seeing things line up and connect of why certain things happen the way it happened, why this happened to you, why you had to go through that, the lessons it taught you. You start seeing things. It start becoming more clear, and you came too far to go back. You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all came too far to turn back. And I know I'm not the only person that feels this way, because when I just think about it, when I just think about where I came from, when I just think about how far I came, it's like you're on top of a mountain. It's like you're climbing up high. It's like you done climbed up so far. You done came so far. And it's like, if you even thought about turning around, if you even turn around, it's like you can't see the floor. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't see the floor. You can't see where you can't see where you came from. Like, you can't see it. So it's like, well, now I don't have no choice but to keep going. I don't have no choice but to keep going because I done came too far. Like, I can't go back. If I go back, like, that could damage me. That could hurt me because I don't even know how to get back down. God is saying you came too far. You up too high. But God is saying that just because you got further than where you was before, don't think that, it's over. Like, you cool. Like, no, you can still get stuck on that mountain and never reach the peak and never reach the top. So it's like, why stop where you at just because it's getting harder? But why die there? Why let all that go in vain? Everything, the stuff that you learn, the stuff that you accomplish. Yeah, it gets hard. But God is saying, why would you let that get away from you and you don't never see the fruits of your labor? You don't get to see how good God really is. When you really step into his promises, when you really step into the promised land, when you really step into all the blessings that he has for you, the life that God has for you. Because what you're in right now is not it. God has a bigger life for you. God has a better life for you. God has a peaceful life for you. He has a life full of peace, joy, happiness. A life full of abundance, dominion, authority. He has so much more for you. And I just want to tell y'all just to keep going. Keep going. And when I say this, I'm not just saying it to y'all, I'm saying it with y'all because I'm telling myself as well, because I know how hard this journey can be. But God is saying that don't let what you had to go through during during this wilderness, what you got to go through during this process. Don't think that is all God has to offer you. This is just the process it takes to get to that point, because you're getting rid of the old. You're shedding things off. Stuff is becoming open to you. You're opening your spiritual eye. You're starting to see things. It's getting deep, so it's like it's kind of shaking up your life, because God got to get it right where it needs to be. But once you get on the other side of that, not saying you still not gonna face nothing, not saying you still ain't gonna get tired, you still not might face things, but you'll be on the other side of that promise in your purpose of what God called you to do. And when you're in your purpose, when you're moving in your purpose, when you're moving in what God called you to be, life is going to be different. Life is going to look different. And God wants you to see that. God wants you to live to see the vision he gave you come to life. Okay, don't die with that vision inside you. Don't die with those gifts inside you. Use them. God gave you the gifts. Use them. God gave you the vision. Hold on to that vision. That's one thing that's been helping me keep through this process. Besides God, is holding on to the vision that he gave me. Holding on to the promises that he gave me. Because I know what I heard. I know what I seen. And God has showed y'all some things. God had told y'all some things. Hold on to that. Because ain't no way. It's just some things that you know was God. And you just hold on to that. And you be like, bro, ain't no way I done went through all these confirmations, all these things. Nah, there's no way. I know God's going to come through. I know I'm not doing all this. I'm not going through all this for no reason. God is telling you, you will reap. It is not because of what you did. It's just because of his grace and his mercy. For people to see that he is still God. That he is that same God. He is that same miracle working God.